What up, Twitch? It's your boy PU2 coming at you on a Tuesday night here for some D&D. Grab your dice and kiss your wife, because we're about to play some D&D on a Tuesday night. I'm PU2. It's been a while since I've been on this streamy stream doing things, so I will see how this goes. I have to recall so much of where you guys were in the campaign and what we're playing. So we're playing Piece of 8. This is a little backstory. Which is a One Piece inspired anime. I will update the crowds since you've last seen me. I've become more educated in the lore. I have finished the Wano arc, so I am about 1098 is when I last stopped. So I'm getting well caught up. I'm started the new arc of Egghead, so I feel like I'm slowly becoming pretty well versed in the lore of One Piece. So this campaign kind of came out of the love for that, so welcome to this journey that we're taking together with the players through this fictional setting of a world that's kind of very similar, draws a lot of parallels to the anime. So yeah, that's a little bit about what we're playing. We got lots of different people here doing the memes. You see this one that they just put out on the Discord. You too can get on the Discord. The link is in our Twitch. When you don't subscribe, yeah, that's me crying when you don't subscribe. I need them. Find me on all the social medias: Facebook, X, Twitch, TikTok, YouTube, all the things. We also have a Patreon. We also have a merch store that you can check out as well. There might be some NASCAR merch in there as well, so make sure to check that out. How we doing, PU2 Cru? It's been a minute. It's been a long time.
Good.
It's been a long time.
Been a while.
It has been a while. PS Zombie, thank you for taking the lead on some of these D&D sessions since we played this campaign. You've been pulling your weight lately on the Unbeaten Path. How's things going with
good.
you?
I needed the extra time in the campaign. You know, sometimes you just have these, as DM, you have these lulls in inspiration where it's like, I still had the urge, the enthusiasm, but I was like, the creativity doesn't feel like it's coming as easy as it once was. But I definitely have some good ideas coming up. We had a few fun combats here, I think. So, yeah,
for sure.
Looking forward to the future of the Unbeaten Path and the present of the Unbeaten Path. Good times.
Yeah, the combat's been pretty fun. There's been a lot of...
Yeah, I'd never used a fire elemental before, and that was a really interesting fight, just because you're like, it's hard to avoid what it can do to you. But, yeah. Lots of stuff to look forward to there.
That's right. And what are you playing for this campaign?
For this campaign? Well, I'm playing a monk named Garza. He is a trainee martial artist in the Dragon Turtle School of Martial Arts. A very enthusiastic young lad who is kind of a pirate fanboy, and recently ate him a devil fruit, and which gave him a little extra firepower, pun intended.
The role of him on the ship is...
Yes, he is cabin boy. Swabbing the deck is his primary function, whether or not anyone told him to do that. That is what he does. But mostly he's kind of just a catch-all. Any, let's say, unskilled labor he's on it.
That's right. Well, thank you for introducing Garza, and once again, we haven't started the campaign, but I'd give you inspiration for that Chevy shirt. Gets good points right there. That's hard. All right, kicking it over to climate changer.
I am climate changer playing Ichibi Hirata, a human who has a vague recollection of the situation around him, but he basically is kind of lost. You'll see that, and then he is his class is a ranger. Um, he has befriended like a spectral fish, I suppose, and he is also taken one of the devil fruits. So he is not the character he was the first episode.
That's right.
A lot of changes.
A lot of
Yeah.
devil fruits. I think everybody
Yeah.
partakes.
I mean, if you don't eat the devil fruit, you're not allowed on the ship.
Yeah, what are you even doing?
Yeah.
Even some people that didn't have like a choice in the matter, we gave a devil fruit. Like everybody got one.
Yeah,
You know
Although
what?
I
He
will
made his
say-
choice when he attacked us.
We don't know one way or another yet if our captain has a devil fruit. We know he didn't eat one of ours.
Fair.
So,
this is fair.
That guy.
little mystery there. Captain Kite.
Yes. And you force fed the little goblin. And he is now
Force
part of your crew. All
Poor
right.
guy.
We also
He looked
have.
hungry.
I guess, sure.
I mean,
Know
do you
that.
force feed a baby like when you
I
give
don't
it
know.
milk?
Yeah.
Like,
In my mind, he's
just
kinda
because
got
it
like
doesn't
a
know
Sonic.
exactly what it's getting into doesn't
Yeah.
mean it's like wrong or anything.
You were just nursing it. That's all it
You
was.
force feed him, man. Exact same situation.
Yeah. Same thing.
But he's like Sonic the Hedgehog now, so
Sure, we'll say that.
It did work out well for him.
Did it? He's got a held hostage. It's just fine. Come
It could have worked
on.
out worse.
Come on.
I mean, it could have been worse.
Hey, come on.
There's a couple of guys messing around.
That's right. We've got MK Spectre also on the stream, back in the house, playing
It's been a minute.
Orthos. It has been a minute. Tell us about your character you play in this campaign.
Orthos of Aurelia is a half-orc. He's a mercenary veteran, kind of background as a fighter. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure everybody kind of has an idea about what his devil fruit does. I don't know if you remember this. PU2, we talked a while back, and I was going to name him something different.
Mm-hmm.
So he's Orthos Aurelia, aka Big Fast Boy.
That's right.
Mm.
BOI. Boy.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's right.
But he's if I remember correctly, he's kind of filling in the role of navigator on the ship because he's got a traveling background. He's been around.
That's right. That's right. And then what did we say Ichibi was?
Background?
Shipwright. You were shipwright. You kind of fell into that role of the ship. I'm kind of talking about roles of everybody. So
Okay. Yep.
I got you. And last but definitely not least, we have Alex. We are very happy he's with us. Got kind of hit hard with with the hurricane that came through, so we are happy to have him here and that he's well and that he's with us.
What's going on, everybody?
So welcome.
You don't
thanks
sound
for
like
having
you're
me.
underwater.
We just got Wi-Fi back like 2 days ago, so it's good to be right. Try it off. No, it's been a wild couple of weeks, but glad to be here.
We're glad to have you. What are you playing this campaign,
I am
Alex?
playing Gornick.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm on a delay. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes. I think so.
Hello? Okay, alright, sweet, okay. So, Gornick is he's a barbarian bugbear, and just kind of typically a loner. He's really the ship instigator, so he really thrives off of, not outright fighting, but he loves chaos, and so he loves creating a problem just to watch for his own amusement, and he also partook in a devil fruit, and now has some telepathic and telekinetic abilities that very excited to put to use very soon.
Telepathic bugbear. You heard it here first. And I think we established Gornick is the helmsman. driving the ship.
Yes, that is correct.
Mm.
That is correct.
Cool deal. Alrighty. Let's do this. So, just to give you an overview, everyone, that is the players. We're about to get back into this sucker. We're going to do a quick overview of what the campaign is. I'm getting a little feedback from you, Alex. Oh, he got quiet.
I just muted, sorry.
No, you're good. Thanks. So just to give you a quick overview, folks, of what we're playing. Again, we're doing Piece of Eight. It's One Piece inspired story. This is set in a water-like world with countless islands dotted across the ocean, split into 4 quadrants. There is the Sun Islands, the Moon Islands, the Cloud Islands, and what was the last one? The Sun, Moon, Stars. There we go. So these islands are all arranged in different quadrants of seas, and these are also different areas of the world. The party has started their adventure in the Moon section, the Moon quadrant of islands. And the point of this story, or the point of this campaign, is to be the #1 pirate crew. These are all members of the Kite Pirates. Their captain, Tamarian D. Kite, played by myself, is trying to be the next Buccaneer King. And as a reminder, players, to get to be the Buccaneer King, you have to be the pirate crew that surpasses 100 other pirate crews. So I have a ranked list of 100 that the point of this whole campaign is to work your way to the top while adventuring and charting your own course in this story. So that is kind of an overview. You all have devil fruit powers. You remember that. You had specialty sheets for all that.
What?
And you have a ship now as well. That's name is the Fair Winds, very well dubbed by PU2. You also have another party member that I also play that you affectionately called Hissy. So that is a goblin that ate a Zoan type fruit that turned the goblin creature into a displacer beast hybrid. So that is another member of your crew. So let me get into a recap. I'm going to get some music going. I'm going to unmute this. I'm going to stop this forest music. I'm going to do that right away. Oh, I can on this. Oh no! I can do it on the other one.
Wow, worst campaign ever.
Right? The slightest mistakes cost you everything. Okay, I'm gonna do
Unsubscribe.
Please don't. I need the money. Oh, we're gonna hit recap. All right. We can get my narrator voice. Let me see if I can do this in time. Tamarian D. Kite, a pirate from the North Moon Islands, has assembled a team to take on and become the next Buccaneer King. Last time, the party set out into a jungle island and traversed a maze, and then ended up facing against a lion that they ended up defeating. After the defeat, they discovered a device inside a treasure chest that was the remnants of a compass-like device. They also decided to continue to use this to chart their adventure and wondered what was next and lied next on their course as they started to make their way back to the ship to meet their captain and to meet their captured crewmate, Hissy. And that's where you are now. I still had 10 seconds left on the I overshot it. And that's where you are now. Okay, there we go. And the stop music. Cool. That was very loud. Why did I have it so loud? I figure out why.
Wasn't that bad.
So you guys got a device. The device, I think I gave it a name, but I was gonna retcon that because I like what I came up with later. It's not in the Okay, it's not in the. Shoot, I didn't put it in roll 20, but I'll tell you what it is.
I'll tell you what it is. What it really is.
What it is, and I'll post you a picture later. I really don't know what you're talking about. It's true. Okay, so you guys, you set out from Ark Navalis, and you sailed on your first adventure, and you came across a remote jungle island. You then went onto the island. You disembarked. You left Hissy and the captain in charge of the ship, and the four of you traversed a jungle-like maze. At the end of the maze, you came across a lion protecting a treasure chest. You've engaged the lion, you defeated the lion, and you are able to get to the treasure chest. The treasure chest was old and rusted, and you ended up opening it up and finding this compass-like device in the treasure chest. So, you all know this, with the except, I'll take that back. Most of you all know this. I'll say that Ichibi will not know what this is, because he's still kind of getting his bearings, but the rest of you can ID this pretty quickly. It's a pretty common device to use to navigate the seas, and it is called something that I will get to
A
in
rudder.
a second. That's right.
An oar. A sail?
Wow, now we can traverse the seas.
Astrolabe.
I'll tell you what you see.
Tell you what you see, what you're into.
All right, this is called. You guys ready for this? This is good. A compass.
Oh.
It's like compass, but
Of
fits
course,
in the name.
it's one of the
I love
legendary
the
eight
build-up.
pieces
The
of
build-up
eight.
to that was awesome.
What'd you say, MK? I didn't hear that.
I quit.
You quit. That's it. Yeah, that's it.
Our first campaign return.
That's right.
Let's go.
So this is a compass. It is a compass used for navigation in this world. You can use this to pair it with sea charts, and a good navigator can use this to navigate throughout the world. And there are 4 models of this device. So think of these compasses as having 4 tiers. Okay. There's a copper, a silver, a gold, and a platinum. And the model that you all picked up
It's the
is
platinum, of
Obviously
course.
platinum.
no,
No.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
is the silver.
Copper.
That's a,
Ooh,
Yeah,
nice. It's not
So-
even the worst one.
that's right.
we actually did get the platinum. He's just changing it because we all guessed it.
That's right. That's right. Now the
Gotta keep them on their toes.
No, the platinum is the top of the line model, and it's used for navigating the Pirates Run. So if you remember, the Pirates Run is a very dangerous area of seas that splits the different 4 seas in quadrants. The area in the middle, it's considered to be super treacherous, and only the best pirates know how to navigate it. Part of that is because platinum compasses will help you with that. So the silver model, I'm going to put this in a character sheet later when I have more time, but this model, here's the silver explanation. This model will allow the user to auto-find the next closest islands and retrace routes to former islands. So basically you can kind of, instead of having to like navigate seas and potentially get lost, if you've been somewhere, you can go back to it. This model is more formidable towards magnetic waves, but can still be disturbed by storms. So if you had a heavy storm that comes through, there is a DC save that is needed to prevent any navigational loss. So we can cross that when we get to it. So that's what you guys got, a silver compass.
Nice.
So you guys, I think you guys just opened the chest. I don't think anybody picked it up. So it's just, here you are. There's a carcass of a lion next to you. You're in this clearing in the middle of a jungle island. You've got an open treasure chest with a silver compass in it. And this is where we start.
So can we like eat the lion's heart to gain strength? Is that a thing?
Oh.
I mean, you could try if you want to eat his
Do
heart.
we
go
feel
for it.
bad?
Calm down, Papa John.
That's definitely a barbarian kind of thing to do.
Yes, quite.
Do you think the captain would want a lion skin coat?
Ooh.
That's a good idea.
Either way, I
Who's
think
gonna do
we've-
that?
I think we've all decided we're butchering this lion either way, right?
Let's ignore the treasure and go to the carcass.
Well, I didn't work that hard to get the treasure, but we did work pretty hard to kill this lion. So,
Try to say.
Okay, I don't. Apparently, I don't even have a knife. So,
I have a sword.
So you're
try to
skinning
butcher a
it?
lion with a sword.
What kind of roll is that? What kind of check is that?
I want to say animal handling because it'd be funny,
Mm.
but
Oh, God.
it's not appropriate. I want to say it's something. Let me see.
Like
Survival.
survival.
I
Or
think
medicine?
Yeah,
Survival,
let's
yeah.
do survival. And I'll tell you how much of the pelt you save.
Let's
I feel
go.
like a war hammer is not going to be helpful in this,
Let's
this
go.
situation.
Let's go.
Bad.
Might not be now.
Oh, that's what I'm so hot.
Did you roll?
Let's see.
Okay, no.
Oh no.
I was at a disadvantage, right? Because we don't have a knife, so
You go to skin the
Yeah,
lion.
this is gonna go great.
it goes back to life and eats me.
You prick your thumb, so you have a small
Oh, no.
bleed. I won't say you take damage for it, but it's an inconvenience. And there is nothing of the animal pelt that is savable. Like you just completely mess it all up when you try to
I
do
should
it.
just use the hammer.
It's just like the
I'm on it.
shredded animal pelt. So now you have a skinned meat bag of lion. Hanging out,
Yeah, everybody.
attracting
Yes, still alive.
flies.
All according to plan.
Oh,
Um.
I'm just gonna
Well,
leave
yeah,
it
I
there.
guess. I don't know how to use a compass.
On peace.
Maybe our navigator wants it.
Mm.
Oh God. Sure, I'll take it.
I mean, if it was like a silver mop, I would take it, but
That's fair. Yeah.
it's not really my forte.
Yeah, Chibi's
Don't worry,
shows
guys. I
some interest
navigate
in
in
it.
taxidermy.
Hey, people can have multiple hobbies.
That's right. You're allowed to like more.
Can we tell like anything about like where it came from originally, or like can we tell anything about it? I guess is what I'm asking.
Sure. These are very common devices, so they're
Okay.
pretty much manufactured all over the world.
So was this the treasure?
Mhm.
Okay, all right, cool.
I
You
did
sound
say
disappointed.
I didn't
I
describe
treasure
it. I didn't describe it, but next to the treasure chest was a decomposed body, like just a skeleton that was like protecting it.
And the treasure chest was. It had the compass in it. Okay.
Yes, they are common devices, but like they're very essential. So it's not like it's.
Can we use
It
it to
is
get out
valuable.
of this maze of a forest?
Well, yes, because you already navigated the maze so much already. So I'll say you don't even need a compass for that. It's more for sea travel.
Cool.
So you guys are going back to the ship.
Yeah, let's show this to
I just
the
look
captain.
at the skeleton as we're leaving him and say, it probably would have been more protected if they had left an alive guy here to protect it.
Whoa.
Got him. Okay, so we're going back to the ship. You guys approach the fair winds. You leave exit the tree line of the jungle. You're a little over this little island.
With our beautiful lion pelt in tow.
You've got your shredded up lion pelt that you can't even just pieces of it. You kind of can't tell. You guys exit that tree line. You see the beautiful fair winds, your new ship you bought, you guys got for helping out the shipwright, and there it is. And then you hear some loud ruckus going on deck as you approach. Cue the music. Let me find the music. There we go. Still too loud. There we go. So you hear some sound. You guys are still far off. There's, I would say, 50 yards between where you are and the ship, but you do hear yelling, and you hear the voices of your captain and your voices of Hissy. And you hear some banging of people wrestling about. It's like you kind of hear like a stir of just like blows being exchanged and a little bit of a tussle.
Not a tussle.
Mm-hmm. So what do?
We should probably run in there and check it out.
Lion. Oh.
It's got to be the lion.
Well,
Yeah.
So we got ashore via a rowboat, right? So we would have to row back to the fairway.
That's right. Yeah, you're right. It's more off on the water.
Careful.
Yes.
So it's more than 50 yards.
Make sure you bring that giant bag of shark bait with you.
Perfect. Well, yeah, I guess we got to row back unless somebody has means of getting there quicker. Because now we're all allergic to seawater. So.
That's right. Then that's on you.
Yeah.
So you guys row back?
Yeah.
Very carefully we get in the boat.
Okay.
Yeah.
As
Don't
you
want to touch that seawater.
as you make it back to the boat, I'll play the song again. You guys pop on the deck. The deck is a mess. Garza is so mad. There's some sort of a tussle. There's cargo and stuff from the deck, and the deck looks all scuffed up too. There's a tussle that has happened, and it kind of looks like a little bit of a brawl broke out. You see on one side your captain, poised. Minor scratch on his face, definitely perspiring, but seems to be doing okay. Holds his the mace thing. I gotta write that down on a sticky note. That's just on my computer. I always forget the name of it, but it's the long sphere with the curved blade. He's got that in his hand, gripping it tightly, and kind of giving.
Scimitar.
There you go, giving like a nod. Across the deck, on the other side, and also a kind of defensive stance, is Hissy. Hissy looks beaten up. Couple cuts here and there. Definitely looks like Hissy's very winded. It's doing that weird cat thing where they're really tired, kind of panting heavily, very perspiring very heavily, and got several cuts and bruises. And then you guys watch as your captain slams his weapon onto the deck and says, "Very good. I think you definitely earned your place in the crew."
Nice.
And then you just watch, after he says that, as almost as a little bit of a relief, Hissy collapses back onto the back of onto the deck of the ship, and just completely exhausted. And that is the scene you walk in on. Your captain, Tamarian D. Kite, looks over at you and gives you a nod and says, "Did you find anything?" Asks if you found anything on the island.
Found this cool bag of stuff for you.
You like lions, you're gonna be mad
A
about what we do.
beautiful lion
You're
pelt,
A lot of trees.
Yeah,
Might have been some sand.
including the same trees several times over again.
And yeah, and this silver thing, I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah, I guess we found that too. I don't know.
a calm piece. That'll come in handy. And the other things just looks like you have pieces of fur there. I'm good, man. And he just kind of walks over to his hammock, and he looks at you all again and says, "Well, if we're done here, let's set sail." And kind of uses the base of his weapon to tap the deck twice, and then just curls into the hammock and starts to sway back and forth.
Wait, who was attacking you? Yeah, we don't really know what happened here, did we?
No, you don't. Hissy's not saying a word either. Hissy looks a little like Hissy just looks like exhausted, like trying to take kind of like an exhausted nap. You know, like when you kind of work yourself so much that you just want to find the first spot and just lay down and go to sleep. You know, like he's exhausted.
Can we tell what happened?
You gonna need to give me some checks, and I might tell ya.
What kind of thing?
I can
Let
take
me-
a perception. You could check. I don't. Whatever you want to check. Like you can investigate. You can check.
Let
the
me look
magic, You
around.
can pray.
Hmm.
Okay. It looks like to you just that the captain and Hissy got into it.
Fighting each other. Oh. Interesting.
There doesn't seem to be any forced entry. It's the kind of destruction of the ship is localized to where they were.
Hmm.
Well, it looks like he can fight, I guess. That's good.
Are they both asleep by now?
Hissy is asleep. Your captain is kind of light resting. Like he's kind of he's not asleep. He's got like one eye open. Just kind of like where you got your eyelids half open when you're kind of laying back in a hammock or laying back in a chair and you're like super comfy but you're not asleep. That's his status. That's his
So
vibe.
that's where that saying comes from.
That's it.
I was to say, the captain attacked Hissy? He's such a good judge of character. I'll start crying as usual. My tears will turn to steam as they tend to these days. He's so wise. He's so wise not to trust random goblins that we picked up.
Never
Hey,
trust a
wasn't it
stray.
your idea to feed him?
That's why he's the
He's
captain.
just upset about the condition of the deck. He'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm super pumped now that I have a ton more work to do. Just start cleaning up this mess frantically.
Yeah, Chibi's just interested in the compass, piece, and it's almost he's acting almost like there's a little bit of a language barrier, almost like he's not picking everything up, but he's very interested in the mechanisms and what's going on with that thing.
Cool.
Yeah, do I need to do a check or something on it?
Who
to check
has it? I think Orthos has it.
Yes.
So if you want it, you'd go over there and you can do a check, but Orthos has it in his possession.
Okay. So he kind of goes over to Orthos, asked him if he could check it out, and I'm assuming Orthos lets him. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
You be my guest.
So he's trying to see if what direction if it's just a typical compass, compass, or if
Mhm.
it's pointing somewhere in particular other than north.
I guess since you're kind of looking at, I was about to say, since you're kind of looking at the mechanics of it, it uses the sort of natural magnetic currents of the sea to guide you to the nearest island. So the mechanisms in it look pretty, run of the mill, normal for the technology of this world. Now, that is open to its own interpretation with you specifically. Because, like, me and you know where you came from. But, like, to this world, this is a normal device.
Okay.
It's a precious commodity, but it is just a commodity. So, like, it's a run-of-the-mill kind of, it's got some gears, it's got little inner workings, but basically it has this little, these balances and weights that self-direct based on the magnetisms and the, like, natural curvature of the globe.
Okay. Cool. Very neat. I don't think, Ichibi internally is surprised and, like, amazed by it.
Okay.
Yeah. It's new to him, I guess. Anyway, so where's the nearest island then? Can we tell?
Do you say that, or are you asking me as the DM?
I guess he says it, yeah.
Okay. And then your captain pipes up from his, like, little rest and is like, just follow the compass, set sail. Let's go. And he kind of just rolls back over.
All right, let's do it.
I just look at the compass and be like, yes, follows the magmalisms and furniture of the world.
That's it.
Ichibi's just fixing the deck, I guess, from the fight damage.
Cool. You guys, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. We get different music. You guys hand the compass back to your navigator, and you start preparations to set sail. Gornick, your bugbear, gets himself behind the helm and starts to guide the ship out of port and off into sea. Also, side note, I feel like Psychotic Bugbear would be a great band name. Can we, like, make that happen? That would be great.
Psychotic.
Yeah.
I'm here for that.
Yeah, I think we should do
There's
that.
like metal versions of tavern songs.
Ooh, nice.
So I'm assuming, Gornick, you're kind of being the helmsman, but you're taking your guidance from Orthos. And Orthos, you're kind of like trying to. Would you say, MK, that you're a good navigator? Like Orthos is a good navigator, or he's like trying to be a good navigator?
I would say he is a solid medium.
Okay.
He's been around it and has done a little bit of enough to be proficient at it, but he's not like, top class.
Okay. So you guys said.
What's that? We'll get you where you want to go.
Okay.
What's the
basic car model. Got it.
Yeah, and I don't mind being ordered around to, like, trim the sails and stuff. If ropes need pulling, I'm all about that.
Does use of the compass require any kind of check, or are we just able to use it?
Just able to use it.
Perfect.
Nice.
Because my checks are not good.
And you look out, cloud cover looks good. It's good, perfect day to sail. Perfect day to make way. So nothing in your path as you set out. You guys are kind of taking directions. I guess the most experienced sea person would be Orthos. So he's kind of navigating, giving Gornick some comprehensial, directions, and Gornick's guiding the ship. And you're kind of shouting out orders maybe to Ichibi and Garza as they kind of randomly fix the ship. Hissy is still where he was, passed out, and Captain is snoozing in his hammock as you guys set out. You were in still the Moon Islands. So the Moon Island chain is known to have the most moonlight. Stays dark pretty often. But you're starting to get into the more brighter hours of the day. So you can kind of imagine this to be midday. You kind of have yourself a little, if you want, carcass remains of the lion for a snack. Or, you make yourself some meal of the day. And you're kind of relaxing on the ship. And the sea is nice.
A little hamburger helper.
That's right. The sea is nice, and it just seems to be a good day to travel.
There's so much fur in it.
Yeah, you're like spit all the fur.
Just picking hair out of your mouth constantly.
That's it. Let's see. Then you notice a pelican ahead. And for those of you that are not familiar with One Piece, they get their mail via birds. So in this universe, you're getting your mail via a pelican. So a pelican is flying overhead. For all of you except Ichibi, you know what this means. This is the news coming in, right? So the newspaper is delivered by air. It's a very common way to communicate news across the world. So this little pelican flies and sees your ship, swoops down, opens its big mouth, and just like a bag of a newspaper boy, it opens its lid, and there's so many newspapers, and it gestures to whoever's closest to pull a rolled newspaper out of its maw.
I'm gonna sprint over and grab the mail.
Okay.
And sort through it as quick as I can. See if any of it's labeled to anyone specifically.
These memes are great. PSL is just cranking them out.
Oh, that's golden.
That's good. All right, so Garza, you go over and you pull it out, and you the pelicans kind of gets like a gargle, like it as you remove it from its mouth, closes its mouth and takes off, and you have a crisp.
Oh, if there's
go ahead.
If there's enough time before it leaves, just out of politeness, I'll rifle through my pockets for a tip that I can give it.
Give it some of that lion.
Well, once it gives you take the newspaper, it does that kind of weird like delivery driver pizza move where it kind of like hangs out, like with its like with its foot like kind of hanging out. Like, are you gonna help a guy out? And so you notice that, and you can give it a little tip as it flies off.
I'll be like, and I'll rifle through my pockets, and I have 10 gold pieces, and without knowledge of what my money's worth, I'll just give it one full gold piece.
It nearly chokes
One
down
piece?
the rest of
One
the
piece?
newspaper. It's so excited. And you have a little rolled up newspaper with the Tidal Watch Times.
I'm like, yes. These symbols must mean something. I cannot read.
Raised
Ichibi's
by monks, illiterate.
What year is it? Show me the year, man.
Nice.
Yes.
Ichibi wants to see the date and the year.
Yeah.
It's
But
Yeah, I'll pass it off to anyone else who wants it.
okay.
It doesn't have enough
Ichibi.
pictures for me, so I just pass it.
yeah, Ichibi takes it, I guess.
Okay.
Okay.
Can Ichibi read? Because I didn't know illiteracy
Yes.
rated this crew. Okay.
Chibi
Yes.
finds everything.
Okay.
But again, he can't read everything on there. Some of it seems. It's like reading Old English for us, you know.
Okay. That's interesting. So, if that's the case,
But anyway.
let's do. Well, you would ID some proper nouns, but you don't know these people. So you see some names of. Actually, just give me a roll. Let's do like.
All right.
Let's do some check to kind of see your comprehension rate. Not good. Okay.
Yeah, I get 30% of the newspaper understood.
Okay.
Or
you just
even less than that, I
ID
don't know.
you ID that there are kidnappings happening. That's what you glean from the newspaper. Is
That's
that
not
there are
good.
kidnappings happening. You don't know anything else about that.
He kind of like elbows who he got the newspaper from. He's like, "Hey, did you see this?" He points at the kidnapping part.
Back to the illiterate Garza.
Did you,
Garza, yeah.
like, I
This is
squint
the
at
blind
it.
leading the blind over here.
Then he realizes there's a long pause, and he just gives it to the other person next to him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which would
Yeah.
be Gornick or Orthos, you choose.
Gornick.
Okay. All right,
Here's it.
Alex, you get the newspaper, and I'm assuming you can read. I don't want to make assumptions about bugbears, but
Bold assumption.
yeah.
No, Gornick, he can understand basically what's happening. Like he has kind of a similar read on the situation, but also very like he immediately starts looking through this paper, like completely skipping over all of the actual news and looking for like classifieds. And just not paying attention to the news at all. Like I don't even know what a kidnapping is.
So
What kid? Who's
we've
kid?
been through 3 crew members now, and we don't know what the news is.
It all comes down to this.
Okay.
Come on, Navigator.
You see kidnappings as well. They're happening somewhere. You see something about devil fruits related to that, but you kind of skim over all that news, and you find some cool classifieds on some new ship deals. And that's kind of where you land.
I'm very interested in those.
Yep.
I'm gonna pull those out and just sort of pull the rest of the newspaper out in front of me.
It's good.
Like, don't even look up, just so intrigued by what I'm reading.
Good old memes.
Crack
They're
myself.
all One Piece memes too. That's how it goes.
Yeah, man. I'm working hard finding these One Piece memes.
I love how you didn't ask if I could read. It's just like we gotta move it on, guys.
Well, I mean, Gornick's just invested in the classifieds now, and he may be making his way to the funnies at this point. But
The DM is just
Yeah.
hoping that one of us knows how to read.
I mean, you don't have to listen to the news. That's fine. I just wrote it all, but it's fine.
What?
DM's
Or
over there,
the-
he
You don't have to know what's going on in the world.
Maybe Hissy can read.
General?
You want to wake Hissy up to read it? Or
Slap him away.
skip Orthos?
Yeah, I'd love to hear the news read by whatever voice Hissy has. Yes.
Okay.
Hissy, what does this say?
So who's waking? So we're waking up Hissy. Who's waking up Hissy?
I'll wake up Hissy.
Okay, you go to wake up Hissy. He
Ooh, I'll do it.
Okay. All right. So Gornick, you run the newspaper over to him, and you start stirring him, and he's like, "What?" and just starts coughing up a little bit of a hairball, and then goes, "What? What? 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 What do you want?" You notice he does look very dejected. Like he kind of like he gets roused from his sleep, so you expect all that. Like you're kind of drowsy, getting woken up and getting alert. But once he kind of like comes to grips with the fact he's here on the deck, he looks over at your captain and kind of glares at him, then looks at you all. He just kind of looks very dejected. But then he says, "What do you want?" He's staring right at you, Gornick. You woke him up. He's a little mad at you. You woke him up.
First of all, we want you to turn that frown upside down.
I'm just gonna float him with my mind over to where everyone else is standing. And sort of float the paper directly in front of him.
The news?
And the only reason I'm doing it this
Meow,
way is
the
because
news?
I want to be annoying.
Okay.
Yeah.
The news, meow.
Shucks.
And then he calls some more little hairballs.
I'll
And
sit
then-
cross-legged in front of him, just like.
So he looks at the newspaper and he gets very astute. Like he's like into it, you know. It's almost like he has a pipe reading a paper, like very studious. And lots of kidnappings of people, devil fruit users throughout the planet, throughout the world. And interesting. They don't know who's doing it, but they suspect pirates. Looks like this says that there are rumors it's the matriarch pirates. Ah, interesting. And this is why you woke me up! Ah, meow. Kind of holds the paper almost like to thump it on somebody.
Well, it just sounds better coming from you, Hissy.
Well, this news is not good. So I hope you woke me up because you realized we're an entire group of devil fruit users, and devil fruit users are getting kidnapped all throughout this world. Right? You came to that same grim realization as I did, meow?
But nobody knows we're devil fruit
That's a bummer.
users.
What is a devil fruit?
Yes. We just keep this to yourselves. He kind of looks around and then looks at the captain.
Whatever, you guys are weird. He throws the newspaper down and kind of wanders off and like gets some food. He kind of sniffs disgustingly at the lying carcass and then is like, oh no. Goes somewhere else. Kind of goes below deck, milling about. Meme drop! That's good. That's really good. The ability to read.
Fantastic.
I'll kind of follow Hissy and be like, what part says devil fruit?
Start taking language lessons.
What part says matriarch?
It's like you got it's like the Family Guy reference where he's like Peter Griffin's in bed and he's like, "Hey Lois, what's this word? Evil." And this one, Knievel. And this one was. And this one from
Basically.
Wisconsin. Hey, did you know? Hey Lois, did you know Evil Knievel is from Wisconsin?
Exactly that.
It's the same thing.
I'm like, what part says matriarch? What part says devil fruit? What part says kidnapping? Hey, did you know the matriarch pirates are kidnapping devil fruit users?
So the news says that there are random kidnappings happening, and they're all individuals that have kind of special powers from devil fruits. There's rumors it's pirates. No confirmations yet, and the Minuteman militia is continuing to investigate. So that's kind of the news article. But there's some mention in a commentary on the back of the paper that there's some folks that believe this to be the work of matriarch pirates. But that's just hearsay rumors at this point. So that's the news going on in the world that I was trying to share with you before you brought in the NPC to get the interpretation.
We're trying.
Is that a hissy?
This progression.
I don't
Look at this progression, man.
understand. The middle one looks like the Russian doll set, the nesting dolls. That's kind of looks like a.
Oh my gosh, look at this one.
It's getting more and more deranged as time goes on.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no.
Anyway,
Is it Goblin wearing a goblin hat?
That looks like the drummer for the Psychotic Bugbears. Cool.
So, sorry, I went on a little AI tangent.
It's alright.
We've all been there.
Okay, who is looking for land? Who would yell land ho of the crew?
I feel like we had someone in the crow's nest, right?
You did.
Was that you, Ichibi? Were you up in the crow's nest?
No, because I was the shipwright. Right.
No, maybe it was Orthos. Were you up in the crow's nest? Somebody
That was the crow's
committed
nest.
to being
I
up there.
probably was. You know what? I probably was.
Okay, you see land on the horizon, and that is locked into your navigational as the next island.
Speed up.
Ram it.
Random.
Ramming speed. I don't want to have to swim. Let's go.
Yeah.
I will literally die.
I guess, or
DM, mechanically,
Yes.
how much time has passed? Is this like short rest time period, long rest time period?
We can
Any
do a
rest
long rest.
time
Yeah,
period?
long rest time period for sure. If you want the
Alrighty.
benefits of a long rest, get your HP
Sweet.
up, your spells back. Go ahead. I would say you've been traveling for probably a day. It's been very smooth sailing
Cool.
too, with the exception of the little bump of illiteracy.
It's not a laughing matter.
It's not. It's so close to Literacy Week, I might add. That's middle,
Oops.
like,
That was an
middle of
accident.
September.
the ship's on fire.
Apparently, it's National
No.
Boss Day. By
That's,
the way,
that's tomorrow.
Oh,
That's
Yep.
tomorrow.
I believe we have a few bosses in our party.
Ooh.
So,
Boss.
congrats.
everybody's a boss here.
That's right.
Not me.
Yeah.
Not me.
I refuse.
That was the metaphorical boss. Anyway, so we're going to land now. Cool.
Okay. Yep. Going to land. You guys stroll up on the next island. As you approach, I will get you to the next island. It is somewhere here. Oh no. Is it not here? Oh no!
Oh, an invisible island. Cool.
Very mysterious.
I could have sworn.
How will we know when to stop?
I could have swore I reported that over.
Can't stop, won't stop.
That's right.
And we can't stop, and we won't stop.
Okay. Let's do this.
An invisible island would be pretty weird looking.
It would also be cool.
You will follow my story.
I'm sorry. Our captain is so wise.
Oh, I got so close to. I got so close to uploading it normally, so this is crazy. Okay. I'm going to cut off the.
Guys, tonight's episode is brought to you by
Brought to you by ad break. We're gonna do a meme.
Cookout.
Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna cut off the Discord, not the Discord, the map that you're seeing. So I'm gonna cover up the Roll20 map so you guys can't see what's going on until I get this quickly arranged. And I'm gonna just blow up the Discord chat. So everybody hit your memes hard. We're gonna have a meme hour real quick. Hit those memes.
Hour.
All right.
Hit 'em
meme
hard.
time. Welcome
I got
to
a
Meme
meme
Town.
Blow 'em
that
up.
I didn't have time to use, but I'm going to use it right now.
This is your chance to get it out, you know? Well, I get this because I have the map done. I just have to drop it at Roll20. So just give me a minute to do so I can do that. This session is brought to you by memes. It's what the kids do.
This session is brought to you by my R button being broken on my laptop.
You know, that happened to me today. My L button quit working.
Here we go. Little meme for y'all. The One Piece fans will appreciate that one.
I can't get my AI generator to do text. I don't know how you all do these things.
I don't usually do text.
Or tech.
AI. Come aboard, bring
I want to live.
But it's live, get it?
I do get it, and I do like it. The grab your dice and kiss your wife was completely AI generated, so that was kind of cool. So we're big fans of AI generated around here. Okay, I've downloaded the map onto my computadora, and I am dropping it in our session in Roll20. One moment, you all. Meme City.
Here we go. Here's a good one. Wait for it.
That's great.
Welcome to Meme Town. Oops. There you go. Little meme for you. It's just a meme for you right there. Ba-bum, ba-bum.
This isn't a meme. It's just a fortunate byproduct of some AI art. I was trying to do something else.
Oh, I like that.
Nice. It's like a Ninja Turtle slash Dragon born, you know?
I like it though. It's pretty sick.
I was trying to create a homage to Orthos's what's the word I'm for? Where the name came from, the origin.
Background?
I guess so, yeah. The original character.
Okay, guys, we are, once I get this popped back up, we are good to go back. All right.
Come aboard.
That's been fun. Meme break, everyone. Okay. You are rolling up on this next town. Head and Everybody see
I
that?
really wish we had kept those devil fruits. They're force fed this entire town.
Everyone we meet gets one.
Everybody on the new map? You see a new map? Roll 20.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Kidoki.
Look at that.
A nice little island. You arrive at twilight. Starting to become dark out again, but it stays dark a lot during this in this section of sea. As you approach a pretty remote village island and roll up to it. So Landho has been yelled by Orthos. You all approach this island. What do you do?
Guess we.
Oh,
I kind of
cool.
want to go ahead and get in there and kind of explore the town.
All right. You guys choose to disembark.
Yeah.
I will
And
once
Chibi
again-
shakily gets into the boat.
Take the oars and paddle us. Ah! Get us to shore. Vigorously paddle us to shore.
Let me know if you need me. He rolls back over, the captain says.
Our captain trusts us to work independently. He's just lazy.
Who among you all is the most well-traveled, would you say?
Chibi points at the others.
Nice.
I guess. Maybe Orthos?
Okay. Now, is Orthos from this quadrant of seas? Remember, you got 4 choices: sun, cloud, stars, moon. I will say
No.
okay.
So
So
we're in the moon, right?
yeah.
No, he's from the sun.
Okay. So you don't know the name of this island, but you recognize it when you roll up on it. This island is a kind of safe haven. I wouldn't say for criminals, but it's a safe haven for those that were done in wrongly by the system. So
We're in Nassau, baby.
yeah, there you go. So this world has a lot of privilege in it. There is a lot of rules and judgment and policing for those that are middle to upper class. But the lower class, if they've done a crime, particularly if it's accidental murder, right? So if it's like a workplace accident, you didn't mean to kill the person, but you did. They've set up these little islands to kind of help as refugee islands. They're known as kind of they kind of get the derogatory term of criminal hideaway, but it's essentially like a reentry facility or a halfway home for somebody who is in the wrong for a crime that they committed, but not able to face fair judgment because of how the system operates. So the government kind of just turns a blind eye that if individuals that are poor murder another poor person by accident, they can just flee to one of these facilities and not be pursued by the Minuteman militia. Does that make sense? Kind of a city of refuge. So there are these types of islands throughout the seas. You know the names of the ones in the Sun Islands because pretty much they're common knowledge. Because if you would find yourself in a position like this, you would need to know where these islands are. So you can tell that this is one of those just in the Moon Island equivalent of that. and that is where you are. But it's seemingly peaceful, just like the music suggests. It's very calm. There's some bustlings about, but it's a very calm vibe once you roll up. Seemingly peaceful village as you enter into town. This is the time of day where folks have benefited from the small amount of daylight, so they're trying to finish their errands. So there's still some kind of like bustling about. So imagine this like the tail end of the afternoon. People are trying to get things done before they go home for the day. So you see people like tending to their fields. There's several different kind of pop-up farms on this island. You see people still running their shops, trying to sell some commerce and goods. You see a local blacksmith kind of continuing to finish his projects for the day. People have started to close up their shops though and migrate towards the central tavern in town. It's about dead center on your map, the one with the kind of curved roof there in the middle, and the barrel and the little barrels next to it. I'll point that out I'll ping it for you so you can see. That is the local watering hole. You guys see that?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that people are kind of trying to finish up their workday and gather for a drink before returning home.
So, question.
Yes.
Is it fairly typical for pirates to show up here? Because I assume we sort of fly full colors everywhere we go.
Sure.
Like, are they perturbed by this, or is this kind of commonplace for a pirate crew to show up on shore?
This is a little outside the law, so it wouldn't be frowned upon that you're here. But this is kind of like honor among thieves situation. Like these islands are an arrangement by the government, but also they're not going to be helped by the government. So criminals that are like pirates sometimes hide out here on occasion, or may come in here to stay a night and then move on. So there's this vibe that it's peaceful, but you don't mess with me and I don't mess with you. You know, like it's kind of understood that pirates can come through, but are not allowed to stay. This island, it was built and made as a refugee point. So these citizens are going to try to benefit from the fact that it's a refugee point, if that makes sense. So they don't want their boat rocked, right? So they're going to allow you to be here, but this is kind of their little community site. I don't know how else to explain it. Point of refuge. So when you walk into town, people don't stare you down. There's some whispering, like, where do you think they're from? You hear that kind of off your shoulder, and look like pirates coming through again. Okay, yeah, cool. You know, it's nothing. You don't perceive anything out of the norm.
Yeah. Okay. They must be used to some pretty shady looking characters, because we probably look crazy. Especially me.
Tentacled as you are.
Yeah. Is there a shop around or anything?
Yeah. What are you looking for?
Better gear. You know?
There's a blacksmith, so if it's like armor or weapons, he seems to be finishing his day, but he's still open. So you can go over there. There's like a little like supply store, like a general store, but that's kind of it. So this is again a point of refuge. So it's not a functioning town or city. It's just these people making the best out of the fact that they've got a hideaway. So you are welcome to go in those places. It's not as going to be this place. You get the vibe though that this place is not going to be well furnished.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't worry about it. because that doesn't sound like there's going to be a +5 Vorpal sword or something there. So
No.
You never know.
The Vorpals are
didn't
from the
ask.
Sun Islands.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There might be a Moonlight Scimitar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really need any gear. I just use my martial arts. So I might head towards the tavern and see if I can acquire some local gossip.
Okay.
I'll go with you.
Sounds
I need a
good.
drink.
Yeah, same.
It's gonna head toward the tavern too.
Cool.
What was that, Alex?
I'm gonna head to the tavern.
Okay. So you
Cool.
all make your way to the tavern. You guys roll into a pretty meek tavern. Kind of looks like it was closed down by the health department at one point. Like it's that kind of like, it's very divey, but it's homely. Like it's got a nice comfort to it when you enter, but it's by no mere one of the. You were in a city when you started your adventure, and this is nowhere near that. It's a lot pretty meek, but you got a barmaid behind the counter. Just opening up the shop, love. Be a minute before I get the drinks ready, but you're happy to have a sit. There's a few tables. You kind of can pull your chairs around if you want near the bar, or there's 2 tables. And in the far end of the bar seems to be some sort of middle-aged gentleman. He's in what looks like to be armor and is curled up with a bottle at the very end of the bar. And the barmaid is just busy getting kind of the place in order. They seem to be just opening up for the evening.
I'll kind of lean on the counter trying to be cool and be like, no worries, we're a rough and tumble pirate crew, so we'll probably be here a while. And I try to spit on the floor, but it just turns to steam, and the second it turns out of my mouth.
Oh, that's a fancy trick you got there with your spit fog.
Yes, very strong.
Have you got a menu? And he kind of looks at her. And one of his tentacles comes out over his shoulder and kind of goes over, like it's holding out his hand to get a menu.
You are a sordid lot, aren't you? Here, and she points behind her, just some scrabble like on the walls. It's nothing. They don't give you a menu. It's just on the wall, some drinks, specials. That's about it.
The Chibi, he says, I'd like an espresso martini, please.
She looks at him. I've got ale.
Okay. And he's like, yeah, that's what I meant.
You all drinking the same? I'll get you started before we get going here. More people's gonna be coming here about getting ready for the rush.
Orthus holds up 3 fingers, 3 for him.
All right. She starts.
And I will take a water. Hold the salt. And I'll stroll to the table like I'm a tough guy. I am underage.
I just imagine like SpongeBob walking to the table.
More or less.
She starts getting some.
Yeah, I'm trying to like make myself big, like take up space, like I'm a big tough pirate man.
Walking around like he's in Weenie Hut.
She starts getting those orders together, and she looks at you, Gornick. How about you, love?
Gornick's like, yeah, I'll have a drink. What time of day is it? Do we know? Or can we establish that?
4 p.m. ish, 4 p.m. ish, right?
Okay, you said they were just opening, and I was like, if there's a rush in this town for booze in the morning, and I'm staying. These are my people. Gornick's just gonna kind of sit back and this is me. You guys can leave me. Gornick's just gonna, Gornick will take a drink for sure. He'll sort of nod his head and say, yeah, I'll have a drink.
Okay. She gets that together. You notice that there's some foot traffic near the bar. It's getting close to time to open, so people are starting to make their way in for a quick drink after work. She gets you guys a cup of ale. Ichibi, Orthos, and Gornick. The mugs are not that nice, and the ale, you take a sip, it's not so great, but it gets the job done. Once you get through kind of the aftertaste, it's alright. It's not the best ale by far, but it gets the job done. Garza gets his little cup of water. The cup looks even worse than the mug as far as wear and tear and shape, and the water is less as fresh. It doesn't taste so fresh, but it's water and gets the job done. So you guys start. I'm assuming all of you guys are kind of lined up across the bar, right? Or did you guys try to find a table?
I guess if Garza's kind of trying to be a little flashy here, so I think either the bar or like a very central table, somewhere where we're very visible. Like, I want people to know the Kite Pirates are here, you know?
Okay.
So, whichever in your mind is like the most visible position is where I would kind of start setting up shop for us.
Okay. Excuse me. Dead center of the bar, there's a table near the middle of the bar. There's a table in front of the bar, and that's where you set up. So you've kind of got 3 circular tables and a bar, and you guys pick the middle table.
Cool.
Right in the center of it. Nobody's at the tables yet. Like I said, you still got one kind of shady character over in the corner at the bar, and lady comes in. This is a dwarf. Female dwarf walks in, and the bartender is a female. Like half elf, kind of large female half elf, and bartender clocks her pretty quickly. Anything for you, my love, Shepherd? Oh no, none for me. I'll just be on my way. Just making sure you didn't need anything from the resident town healer. No, you're good, love. I don't see we don't have any scrapes or cuts yet. Maybe check back in a couple hours or so. And the dwarf lady kind of nods and exits out pretty quickly. Coming in behind her is a half-elf male. Pretty flashy for this town. Has like a couple ear piercings, a nose piercing, and nicer clothes. They're not rags. Like everybody else kind of has more rags clothes. This guy's got a little bit nicer of a fit, nicer of a wardrobe. Comes in, and he kind of looks at the bartender. Hey, and then she clocks him. Malachi, what can I do for you, love? Same, you know me. And so gets him 2 little ales, and he kind of goes and like jauntily goes over to one of the tables, not y'all's table, but a table over. And
smart.
He gets his ales, and he's got some rings he kind of adjusts when he sits down, and he's kind of eyeing you a little bit. Then you've got the blacksmith walks in, big burly guy, dragonborn walks in, bronze dragonborn, and goes straight to the bar, and the barkeep goes, "Usual, love, Ezra." And the blacksmith doesn't acknowledge her when she says "usual, love," so she calls again, "Ezra, you have usual?" "Aye." So she gives him a ale. He just kind of sips it from the bar a little bit. And then those are the most notable people. At that point, the rush starts coming in. So it's an eclectic group. Like, you've got a tiefling that comes in. You've got a high elf that comes in, but it's in super ratty clothes. You've got couple more dwarfs and a few gnomes that come in, so it's just like this neglected group of people, and people tend to come and go. The blacksmith pretty quickly finishes drinks and tips the barkeep and says, "I'm gonna call it another night," and slams his cup on. She's like, "Okay, love." She kind of parts him off. You notice the kind of charismatic half elf is like got a table full. Like the comers and goers have like gravitated to him, and he's like telling stories. He's making people laugh. He's like got the work in the room, right? So he's still he's into like the fourth drink. Like, he's having a great time, just kind of telling stories and engaging with his table in the public. And he's even doing like a couple of gestures to the other table, which has some locals in it, and kind of talking around you guys, but still eyeing you and like giving you nods, like having a good time. Like he looks at each of you at one point and goes, "You having a good time, eh?" And then he just keeps on talking, engaging into other stuff. You notice the shady character at the end of the bar is still there, drinking from a bottle. You notice that a farmer comes in. She's got very farming outfit on, kind of dirt all over her clothes, and she asks for a bottle of water from the barkeep. This is a half-elf female. She gets a bottle of water and kind of leaves, talks to a few people, and kind of on her way out and leaves pretty quickly. The dwarf lady that you saw earlier comes back and does a check, asks the same thing. "Anybody need anything?" She kind of makes her way, and she stops at you guys' table. And she says, "You all need anything? I'm a healer."
Got any potions?
A few.
Healing potions?
A few. What do you need? Are you hurt?
Not right now,
Okay.
but I might be later if you have any kind of a healing potion.
I'll check my stores back at my place, and I'll see. I've got some on me, but they're kind of half used, so I just kind of got swabs. So if you want, I can go back and come back later and let you know what I find. I can raffle about.
Okay.
Can we tell her like approximate age? In equivalent human years.
Equipped to human years, I would say 40s, 30, probably 40s, solid in the 40s somewhere. Human, like, transfer that or whatever dwarf equivalent of that is.
So in this world, like, near death.
Sure.
I'm gonna hop up and grip both her hands
Well, anyway.
very aggressively in my hands and say, "Ma'am, would you like to join the greatest pirate crew in the world?" I'll say it very loud so that the whole bar can hear. "We currently find ourselves lacking a healer, and I've never seen a greater healer than you!"
So, you do this display. It kind of cuts the room silent. Everybody kind of just staring at this point. And
What I wouldn't give for a devil fruit to pop in her mouth right now.
yeah,
Why didn't we save more of them?
Because it just wouldn't let us.
you're gonna force feed somebody else? It's crazy.
It's kind of our MO.
Again, can you force feed a baby?
It's weird that you
If
keep
they don't
asking
know
that
what they're
question.
getting.
You ask the healer, the Dwarven lady. She is mouth agape and then just kind of shakes her head and says, "I am happy here. I don't really want to be affiliated with pirates. I enjoy my life here." And the kind of charismatic half elf from a table over. "They're having a laugh! That's so good! You know this is one of those cities we can't be affiliated with pirates. Yeah, that's a great one." And then he starts, "These guys are real comedians." And he's like, really like, he gets up, he kind of like smacks you in the back, Garza's like, "This guy, he's got some jokes." And they're like, next thing gonna tell us you're gonna be a Minuteman militia and you want us to join the Armada. And then the whole the bar kind of gets lively again and people chuckle and laugh and it's like, "He said Armada," like they're doing this kind of bit. So it seemed that the bar now is back to normal, but it was almost dead silent before he started his little back and forth. So she has denied that, and
That's fair.
and then this guy has kind of used it to make it about him and work the room to be joyous again.
So I don't know if this is gonna be relevant, but being kind of a pirate fanboy myself, do I recognize anyone as members of other pirate crews in this bar?
Mm-mm.
If I look around?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So it's just regular type folk.
Yep, these islands were set up for people that might have killed somebody on the job, might have been set up for a trial for war crimes, accidental, stuff that people got injured or killed, and it was an accident, right? So these individuals, if they were interested in piracy, would not be here. They would be on a pirate ship, part of sailing the seas. These folks are just trying to make a life here.
Well, I think I'm gonna kind of be sick of sitting around for a minute, and being the sober one, I'm gonna go up to the bartender and say, "We're on the lookout," and I'll kind of look around, but also not being at all quiet, so it's like not sneaky, but sneaky at the same time. "For the bottom barrel pirates. Do you know where they might be?"
Good reference. Little advice, love. Don't be sniffing around for pirates. We don't need the lot around here to stay often. We don't need the attention. We like our life here. I don't know where they are, but don't really care as long as it's not here.
Well, do you have any patrons, any regulars who might be pirate interested, pirate adjacent, pirate someone we could talk to, pirate fans, pirate people, pirate formers, pirates? Just kind of start yelling at her.
Pirates.
I think he said pirates.
Malachi, love. Yes, wonderful magistrate of the bar. He's like super tipsy at this point now. He's like 7 drinks in. What may I tell for you? Yes, love. When was the last time we had pirates come through? Do you know anything regarding that? Oh, pirates. Let me see. There hasn't been any pirates here in at least 4 months. I think I remember one that was 4 months ago that got separated from his crew, and he was really sad. And then he found a way to get back up with them and left. But it's been pretty pirate-less around here. And he kind of gets up from his chair, kind of like tippy-toes over to Garza and says, "Yes, pretty pirate-less until I guess you all came in." And he points directly at Garza. "But join the fun. Don't talky talk. Less pirate talky." Kind of wanders back to his seat and starts another story. He's just telling like just stories, and some of them are tall tales, some of them are actual, seem like more believable stories. He's just kind of telling stuff, and then after he does that little number, you turn back to the barkeep, and she is, "Yeah, it's been a while, but again, I just want to sniff about." "What you got now, my love?" And she turns over, and you didn't notice at the time because of you were kind of distracted by that half elf being flamboyant, but there is a lady that has snuck in the bar, and she is a gnome, and she has a little canvas with her, and she just turns it and says, she's kind of creepy, kind of long, stringy hair. It says, I painted this. And, oh. And then the barkeep's like, "That's very nice." And you guys look. I think, Garza, you'd be the only one to see it because you're right there at the bar. I guess the other folks are still at the table. But it looks like some kind of like battleground. It's like a very, very nice, it's just a very good painting. Colors pop. It's very good artistry there. But it's like a weird setting. It's like this, like, looks like a battle that happened. It's like some folks battling, a few people stabbed with swords. It's just like a battleground. And then she goes, "See, see, see?" And then he goes, and then you hear, "She did it again!" And across from the bar, the soldier slams the rest of his empty bottle on the thing. "You're always doing this!" And you notice that shady character in the corner was a half-orc. And he is in kind of soldier attire for some reason. And says, "You're always painting these things! And I'm gonna," and before he says what he's gonna do, sensing what was going on, your flamboyant half elf gets back up and kind of tiptoes over. "Oh, what's that guy's name?" "Gideon, come on now. She's just doing her talent. Look, it looks so good. But she paints them, and they get she does a fine job." He taps him on the forehead. "She does such a good job." And then he comes over and says, "See, Abigail is just doing some great artistry. That's so good, Abigail." And she kind of smiles a little bit. She's got a snaggle, toothy kind of smile. "You did so great. So great." And then he, in a rampage, kind of like a drunken rage, like storms out into the roadway, like out of the bar, and outside you hear him stumbling, kind of hit things in the streets as he exits. And Abigail just kind of smiles, takes her painting, and leaves. And the bar kind of gets back rambunctious again.
I think I'll, like I did with the healer woman, I very aggressively grip hands of Abigail and say, "Where did this battle take place?"
She immediately draws her hand, and you kind of sense that she's very... I'm sorry, not Abigail. Miranda. I should have said Miranda.
All right.
Miranda withdraws her hands and was like, "It's just an ancient battle in history." She kind of like walks and tries and exits and leaves. Do you do anything to stop that?
History battle. I think I'll run back to the table and be like, "Boys, we have a lead!" and sprint out the door.
Last call, loves, last call. And you realize that time has really just slipped away, and the barmaid is wrapping it up for the night. You lots, she points to you all. You can have we have visitors from time to time. On the very edge of town, you probably passed it. On what Kia loves is a little place you can stay, a little hut that's uninhabited at the moment. She kind of gestures you, and she kind of tries to get she gets a little pushy. She wants to close up shop. People are kind of hanging out, so she kind of gets people out the door quickly and gestures off to the front of the island and points out a hut. Looks like a little kind of hostel that has some less crude bunks in it that she suggests you use for the night. And it's over about here where I'm pinging right now.
Cool. After seeing that nobody followed me outside, I'll burst back inside and kind of see her talking to the table and be like, "What do we owe you?"
Oh, I function on tips these days mostly, so whatever you got, love. Whatever you think.
I'll slap her 2 gold and say, "Compliments of the Kite Pirates!"
Thank you so much. You are so generous. Very happy about it.
All I ask is that if anyone asks, you say, "The Kite Pirates are the greatest pirate crew in the world."
All right. If anybody asks, I'll try to tell them that.
I'd prefer if you
Tell them
didn't
we're
wait for them to
friends.
ask. If you could just blurt it out every few minutes.
Have a good night. He closes the.
All right, fair. Fair.
Hey, do we have a flag?
You do.
Okay.
You got one when you got the ship.
I see.
I feel like I said that.
Is Miranda still in sight?
That.
I want to chase her down.
You guys
Thanks.
see it?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like we could get her to paint a.
I know. I
Something.
want her to paint it on the back of my gi.
We got to get a uniform going, you know.
That's right.
For
Yeah.
real. They gotta know.
They must know.
Get it tattooed on our faces.
Perfect.
Everybody's settled down for the evening as you make your way out in the streets. You notice people are in their
That's fair.
beds, closing up for the night. It's getting very quiet now after a rambunctious evening. So you guys are kind of standing out in the street. You guys make your way to the little hut. Hostel, I guess, the best way to describe it.
Yes.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
Super meek. Super.
Can we still see our ship?
Yes, it's moored out there where you parked it.
Does it look like there's been any fights or anything?
Yeah. Can we perceive from here whether Hissy and the captain are fighting again?
Not from this distance. You don't hear anything though.
That's fair. Fair. We're fair.
So, is there anything you want to do this evening as you guys kind of turn in?
Stock up on food, oranges, and rum.
Pirates recipe, right?
Pirates though.
Why is all the
Classic
rum
pirates,
gone?
And prepare to go to sleep, I guess.
Okay. You guys stock up, get you some good rest in. Daybreak, which in the Moon Islands is really moonbreak. Just the moonlight gets brighter at the time the sun would rise. And you are violently woken up by shrieking and yelling towards the center of town.
Do you guys want to go check that out?
Yeah, might as well.
Nah.
No.
Of course, go back to sleep. You want to just go?
That's great.
Very eager.
Okay.
Yeah, I got mixed signals on that, so it seems like a third of us maybe are going to check it out.
So Garz is like there already.
Yeah.
And
I'm fired up, man.
yeah. So EGB, okay. Gornick and Orthos.
Fired up. Pun intended.
I'm going.
Okay. Gornick.
No, Gornick will go.
Okay. Begrudgingly.
Gornick, if everyone else is going, he'll go too. He doesn't want to feel left out.
He's got that phone.
All right. Who's our vanguard? Who's leading the way?
I guess Orthos can.
I'm not very good at
Nice.
seeing in the dark.
I have night vision. I'll bring my-
Everybody hold hands.
What's your weapon, Orthos?
Dual wield. I have a longsword and a scimitar.
All right, I'm gonna rub my hands together and say, "Dragon Turtle style, steam engine lamplight," and I'll touch your longsword, and it will start to glow as I cast the light cantrip.
Nice.
So it will make
Very
your sword glow for 1 hour.
Cool.
Cool.
Very cool.
Let's see.
Can you treat it like
So we
glow
get a little
sticks at a
light.
rave, you know, and like
That's
give
basically
us a
what it is.
performance and
Yeah. Darude's theme song.
Love
Yeah.
it.
Have you guys seen the Gandalf meme where they wonder where he went, and it's anyway. All right.
So you guys roll up. So you're disembarking, right? And your vanguard is who again?
Orthos.
Me.
Orthos.
Orthos.
Okay, so you're in the front. You guys roll up to the center of town. Everybody's focused around the blacksmith's shop. This is about the time of day where people would be opening their shops. There's a bunch of people, a lot of onlookers around, many of which are crying and like shocked faces. You pass the farmer who's just got like drops her hoe and farming equipment that was in her arms, and everybody's just kind of shocked. And over the body, you see on the ground the body of the blacksmith half-orc. And you see
Awesome.
the dwarf female healer. Ezra's been murdered! We've had a murder! And everybody shockingly looks at the dead blacksmith on the ground and wonders how could this happen in a peaceful refugee town. And that's where we'll end our episode.
I gasp and say to the healing lady, "You're fired."
That's got double meaning because of your fire powers. It's great.
Oh no.
Yeah,
So many puns.
That's right.
Amazing.
it's great. Well, that has been episode 5, maybe 4 or 5. I can't remember.
Is that it?
Maybe, sure.
Good times.
Yeah.
5 is what's listed on
Yeah,
Twitch.
5. So we got the pirate crew back together. They saw a murder. This is going to be great. You're not going to want to miss
Mutilated
the
a lion.
chapter. Yeah, they tried to skin a lion. It didn't work.
It worked great,
Something went down
Butchered a
between
lion.
the captain
depending on
and the
who
cat.
you ask.
Yeah. So a lot of stuff there, to process. So you don't want to miss it. We're going to try to keep this campaign going every other week. So check back with us in 2 weeks to find out the exciting conclusion of what the party is about to stumble into here on this island. Thank you, players. Climate Changer, PS Zombie, MK Spectre, Alex, thank you guys. Appreciate you. Feel free to make sure to follow us on all the social medias and check out us next week for another episode of The Unbeaten Path. Thank you, everyone, and have a great evening. Bye.
Good night.